this has infuriated me the last couple days because when the Redskins first made their offer, right after they transitioned him, and it was $20 million, and it was a low ball offer, but at least got the discussions going, I was dumb enough to be encouraged. As far as I can tell, John, over the last 6 weeks or so, however long it's been, there's been no other real sort of communication, or at least an offer from the Redskins, and I'm just convinced that they're not going to make another offer, that this is just it. It's all lip service, and I hate the man.
There you go. Yeah, when they made that offer, and it was made before the Combine, they met again at the Combine, I never really thought that it was an offer that would even kickstart the negotiations, because before that number came out, I mean, that was already made, so there had been nothing new going on. It's been clear where Cousins' starting point would be given the leverage he has with the tag. So to come in way below, it doesn't do anything. And so the Redskins have kind of told people they're waiting for Cousins' side to counteroffer, but there's no reason to, because it was so far apart that until they make a serious offer, there won't be a counteroffer. And I think if the Redskins really want to sign him, they need to get a lot more, because they say they do, and he has the leverage, and they have to get a lot more serious about the offers they do make. Otherwise, there will be no negotiation.
Yeah, I mean, it's just disingenuous, though. I mean, I actually thought, John, $4 million in today's NFL, let's just say roughly if 24 get it done, might not get it done. Might have to be 25, 26. I don't know. But I was under the assumption that I'd have to start around $24 million because that's what he's guaranteed this year. And you go from there. Not that big a deal. We could bridge this gap. But there would at least be some more offers being made. And, you know, to go to the fan base and say, oh, yeah, that's fully in the plans. We fully intend to sign him to a long-term deal. Look, I'm not going to ask you to trash Bruce. Let me handle that. But it's just disingenuous, and it's just, you know, they're just lying. I feel like they're lying to the fan base.
Yeah, and I don't. However they want to term it, or however you want to term it. All I know is that there are no real negotiations, and it's as much about the guaranteed money as it is anything else. Because you could make an offer of $22-23 million a year, but the guarantees are such that it's very, very tempting. And I wasn't told what the guarantees were in their last offer, but I was just told that they were low. So when you look at Cousins' side, unless the guarantees are going to match the $24 million this year that you're guaranteed to make, plus whatever you would make next year, whether it's under the franchise tag, transition tag, or on the open market, then there's no incentive to sign. And it's not even just about, because you could get to $24 million a year right now, but if the guarantees are low, it doesn't make a great deal of sense to sign, because he could conceivably pass up $20-30 million on the open market by signing that deal. And that's why I look back to last year when the guarantees were $24 million. Had he signed that offer, he would have made $20 million less than going under the tag twice. So, so it's as much about the guarantees. And then it's like, the average per year, it really needs to be about the percentage of the salary cap that you would occupy, because if Cousins makes 23, 24 per year, well, it's about the same under the percentage of the salary cap that that guys would have signed several years ago. So, you kind of have to look at it like that too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my whole point is if they don't want to sign him, that's their right. I mean, if they don't believe he's good enough to get that money, that's their right. I'm not going to argue with that at all. But if you do want to sign him, you have to make a more serious offer.
Yeah, and by the way, it just behooves them. I mean, you'll get salary cap relief, and I get it. You don't want to overpay him. You don't think he's Andrew Luck or Aaron Rodgers. No one's going to argue that. But we all know the nature of contracts. He'll be one of the highest paid guys, presuming they sign him, for a week. And then Aaron Rodgers is going to sign his deal, and then Andrew Luck's going to sign his deal, right? And then Matt Ryan or whoever else is up, and he's just going to fall down the pecking order. This is how these things work, So he might be one of the highest paid guys for a year or 6. You know what I mean? It's just
maybe even only a few months. And here's the other thing: had they made an offer to him last year of about, let's say, 19 to 20, and listen, I'm not saying for sure that Cousins would even sign. I hear things both ways, okay?
Right.
But we don't know until the legitimate offer is presented. So last year, let's say they had made him an offer of 19 or 20 million per year with really good guarantees. That contract right now would be between 10 and 15 on the list, which is pretty much the level you would say he's at as a quarterback. So they didn't want to do that last year, and it would have been commensurate with where he is. Now, I understand that he only played what they considered 9 really good games the previous year. They wanted to see more, okay. But then they saw more, and if again now, and his price tag went up. So that any offer has to be kind of in line with where he's now at. And you're right. I mean, within Derek Carr, Matt Ryan, and Matthew Stafford would be up for extensions this offseason, so he automatically would go down the list below those guys once they sign. So, that's how contracts work. And it's not always about who is the best player. It's about who has the most leverage, and that's what he has.